Hello, welcome to 6th grade literature. My name is Christy Gill. I am so excited to be your child's teacher. We are going to have such a great time this year. We are going to really learn a lot and hopefully get your child to absolutely adore reading. That is my goal. So I want to go through real quick and show you some of the things that we're learning, show you some of the pieces of information that you may want to have a little more specifically, and just getting to know the whole literature curriculum as a whole. So for supplies for the kids, they're going to need a binder, a 3-ring binder, and they will get a calendar that goes in there every week. The calendar we'll talk about again in a little bit. So our curriculum will be completely in that binder. We don't have a textbook per se, so everything that we have is going to be in there. We'll also have work that we're going to do in teams. I'm also going to try to upload as much as I can into teams. So there's only a 1-inch binder so that we can have a little more room in your lockers. So we'll try to clean out the binders after we're done with like a whole unit. Please do not clean out their binders at home because sometimes there's important papers that they need to refer back to study for a test. So next, this is an example of our calendar. I'm going to go ahead and send this home to you every week. Most of the time I do it on Monday mornings, and on here you're going to find out who the prayer is for the week. I will give you at the top our objective. We're going to have what we're going to do that day, and if there's any homework. Our kids that are e-learning, your Zoom times, which days to come in, are going to be listed on here as well. I try to stick to the calendar as close as I can, but it doesn't always happen. If there's a little bit of a change, I'll tell the kids. They usually mark it down so we can kind of keep up with each other. Okay, I sent everybody an email. If for some reason you have not gotten one from me yet, if you could email me at kgill@trinitychristian.info, that would be awesome, because that way I can make sure to get you in my email group. Okay, for grading for literature, we have the assessments at 35%, homework at 50%, the accelerated reader program, I have that at 15%. All right, different teaching methods that I employ here in literature. We do a lot of fun formative assessments. So we'll do something like the 60-second challenge. Write down as many things as you can remember that we learned yesterday. We'll do maybe an invent the quiz, or just like a retrieval practice, other short review games. And they're not for grades per se, they're just for something fun like a Skittle or Skittles or something like that. I also employ whole brain teaching. I chunk information into smaller bits. We do some think, pair, share. Kids review orally. It's been a little more difficult this year with the social distancing in the classroom, but we're going to try to do that as much as possible. Visual and auditory, I use the smartboard for our curriculum. We have class discussion. Everything that I do, they also see, because everything is going to be based visually. Kinesthetic, we do different things like gallery walks, we do skits. We just had a gallery walk, and we definitely tried to make sure we stayed social distanced with that. So we'll be real careful with that this year. And they're tactile, hands-on. We are going to do an interactive notebook that we're going to keep for literary terms, ideas, and information. And I will give you more information on that in just a minute. Okay, this is the interactive notebook. So all students are going to make sure that they have a composition book. And in this composition book, we're going to put down the most important elements that we're learning in literature this year, 7th grade and 8th grade. At the end of 8th grade, hopefully it'll be a really good keepsake for them to use for high school. We're going to have things in here from characterization to plot structure to a lot of good writing elements, things that they could use for MLA documentation. So they will probably keep this in the classroom, and we will be using and building this throughout the 3 years that they're here. So I will check with the kids, but please make sure they have a composition book for the class. Okay, a big picture of what we're going to do this year. We're going to start with learning the basics of reading. We're going through some terminology right now. Then we're going to apply those items to some short stories, and we're going to do some little writing tasks as well, and we're going to have AR tests. Then we're going to apply all that we learn into some novels. We're going to do The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. We're going to apply some poetry within that. We're going to look at Wonder by R.J. Palacio, and of course the Bible. Some other writing tasks that we're going to do, we do some fun activity with every chapter of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. We'll do plays, songs, raps, poems, art, inferential responses, readers theater. We do all kinds of different activities with that. Then we do a big literary analysis at the end. We look at how the novel, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, is kind of a parallel to the Bible in different ways. We're also going to look at an anti-bully plan after we read Wonder. And we are also going to, one time between one of the units that we have, the kids can take one of their accelerated reader books and create a PowerPoint, and then they're going to get to come up, use the smartboard, and present their PowerPoint. So it's a really good practice for public speaking and for summarizing a book, for maybe applying images to what they picture the book to be. It's going to be very specific on what they're supposed to do, but it's great practice for public speaking. We'll have AR tests all those quarters, and I'll go over a little bit more on that. We're going to also look at everything through a Christian perspective. Everything we see, everything we do, we try to filter through the lens of the Bible, and we're going to continue to train to make sure that we do that. We're going to learn all kinds of literary terminology. We're going to focus on traditional story structure. We're going to learn vocabulary, character development, all the things. Okay, I already talked about one of our novels being Narnia. And we're going to do a literary analysis with Narnia and the Bible as a comparison, and we're going to use MLA documentation on that. Then we're going to also look at the novel Wonder. This is an excellent novel to walk through what people go through. We're going to read some informative texts. I have a couple excellent websites, Newsella, Common Lit. Back to AR, they're going to have the first 10 minutes or so of every class they get to read. I have a huge library in my classroom, and every quarter they're going to have an individual AR goal. We're going to meet together for the first time this Friday, and we'll discuss where they've been, where they'd like to be, and we will set their goals for the quarter together. I talked about the PowerPoint presentation, and that is it. So if you have anything that you need or any questions, please feel free to contact me. You can email me, call, whatever you need to do. And if you have any further questions, let me know. I'm so excited to get to know your kids. So far, we've had a great time together, and I'm expecting we're going to have a fantastic year. Thank you.